What's up, guys? It's OtherJesus, and it's time for the F2000 Master Series. This is a series where I pick a weapon and I dedicate myself to using this weapon until I get 500 kills with it and unlock the dog tag mastery dog tag. I said dog tag twice, actually 3 times. Starting out with the 1.6 times scope. This is a unique scope to this gun, so no other gun in Battlefield has this particular scope. This one is just designed for the F2000, which is really cool. I like that. That's a really cool aspect of the game, and I wish I did that with more guns. When I do the Master Series, I don't really talk about stats, but this gun does have a fire rate of 850 rounds per minute, which is pretty freaking sick considering this 1.6 times scope. The 850 rounds per minute, in my opinion, makes this gun a little bit above average because it is pretty capable at longer range with that 1.6 scope, but it also really shines in close quarters because of that high rate of fire. And how did that guy not knife me there? What happened to him? So we switch it up. We still got the 1.6, we got the laser sight, and we got the angle grip. And you can see some of these long range kills here when I just tap the trigger. The F2000 is very sharp and you can get pretty precise with that scope. Now if you think a friendly person is an enemy and you get yourself into a situation like this and you're spazzing out, here's kind of how the gun performs in these close quarter situations. Boom. That guy tries to come in on me. That F2000 was sharp right in his face. I'm pretty sure that went through his skull there. Overall, I like the 1.6 scope, but sometimes when I'm running around in the close quarters, I found it a little obtrusive and kind of blocking my vision. So that's a choice you're going to have to make for yourself. It's very situational. Now we switch it up. We've got iron sights and no attachments. So I'm just testing out the gun now. Clean, nothing on it. And it is actually very accurate. It's very steady. I was really impressed. I was actually kind of digging the iron sights for a little while because I don't know if it was a glitch or what, but I wasn't unlocking any battle packs while I was playing the F2000. It came with very limited attachments and options, so I'm not a huge fan of the red dot sight. So when there was no coyote option or cobra, I was testing out the iron sights and I thought they were not half bad actually. And that just goes to show that this gun is pretty versatile. It's not the best at the long ranges, but it can pinpoint guys with great accuracy. So now we go to iron sights, laser sight, and the ergo grip. Now, as much as it was a lot of fun running around with iron sights and just kind of testing it out, it's not really a substitute for the red dot sight, even though I'm not a huge fan of the red dot sight. Much prefer the cobra or even the coyote. The red dot sight is just too obtrusive, blocks too much of the vision. And there's a classic Battlefield 4 moment right there. We kill ourselves. Seems like it happens all the time. So I put on the red dot sight. Still got the ergo grip on there. This is a pretty good combination actually. I like this, the ergo grip on here. Makes the gun pretty steady. It seems like it makes the shots a bit more accurate too. See here, I take care of that guy that was peeking out there pretty handily. And this next guy here, when I kill him, it looks like I could have stopped firing a lot sooner. Now we're going to pop on the RDS, the laser sight, the suppressor, and the stubby grip. So this actually ended up being probably my most used combination right here. You guys know that I always gravitate towards the suppressors, and you can see why. Just staying off the mini-map is it's like a special perk, staying off the mini-map. So if you can learn to use your gun with a suppressor on it, I highly recommend it. And was a little bit shaky there, but you see that guy laying prone didn't even have any idea I was there. These guys have no idea that I'm here, and the F2000, even with the suppressor, just giving it little trigger taps, it is pretty accurate. It feels like the spread of this gun with the suppressor, like it does, it feels like with the suppressor on that you could probably wish you had a compensator on there too, but I think that's the effect. I think that's what happens when you put the suppressor on there. It gives the gun a little bit more left to right pull. But you see right there, it did look pretty damn steady. I mean, I know I do have impeccable aim and everything, but hey, I'm just saying. But you can run it at run out of ammo sometimes, especially with the suppressor on there, because all your bullets, of course, don't hit. They can stray. But I definitely think that the suppressor with the F2000 is a great way to go. I've actually got an angle grip on here in this footage right here, so you have to forgive me. I do make mistakes sometimes, so we got the angle grip on here. Just want to make sure that I correct that. It's angle grip, not stubby grip, but you can still check it out. It is still pretty steady. With the suppressor on there, it kind of tames that initial kick, and even when you do longer burst fires, you see right here, it's still pretty accurate. What I think kind of is happening with the suppressor, boom, look at that, is that of course the suppressor's making the bullets travel slower, but I think it's also adding to the left and right pull of the weapon, which makes it so when you do those longer bursts with the F2000 that it kind of just goes like in a circle or like a swarm of bees. So I see a miss kind of shots right there, but then I follow up and boom, just blam. Ah, that guy got me. That hurt. Boom, blam, and I was down. Boom, blam, and I was down. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but hey, it's F2000 time. What do I care? Running around Battlefield with my F2000 service star, people, brushing my shoulders off. Coming up behind this guy, blam. So this was one of my favorite guns in Battlefield 3 for domination, and you can see why, because I would slap the suppressor on in Battlefield 3 as well. Get the F2000, slap the suppressor on there, and then when you hit up domination and you're staying off the minimap, you have a high rate of fire, you still have a pretty tight spread, and other guns that have higher rates of fire are going to go all over the place a little bit more, and I think they're going to take a little bit more handling. But when you slap a suppressor on this gun, it just feels right. Not as much damage output as the AS Val, but it comes close and it has more bullets. So now we're doing the laser sight muzzle brake angle grip with the 1.6 times scope here. Now for some of these shots in this footage, even though that was a nice multi-kill, I probably should have had the heavy barrel on for some of these tests here, but you can see with that 1.6 times scope, I've even got the muzzle brake on here right now. It is kind of harder to hit moving targets with the F2000 at longer range, but you see it still gets the job done if you're persistent and clever. And there's one with the guy just kind of laying still there. So now we swapped the angle grip with the stubby grip, and now it is more like a laser. I mean, this thing now is deadly. This actually ended up being probably one of my most preferred setup. I think I said earlier at the wrong footage that it was the angled grip, but it was definitely with the stubby grip. This is what I wound up using even after I got 500 kills with the F2000. I stuck with this for a while, and I would go on some crazy little tears on domination. A lot of fun. So I really recommend this combination. It is the scope of your choice, and you have the laser sight, and then you have a little stubby grip on there. Oh, put a suppressor on there too, and you are good to go. That's what we did right there, little suppressor action. So now we got the stubby, we got the suppressor, and watch this, gonna sneak up on this guy right here, because I'm staying off the minimap, right? And I know this guy's here somewhere, he's trying to be sneaky, but no! OJ in your face, and you go down, Killer Wolf 51. This guy too, boom. Little warning shot, Killer Wolf. Oh, was it Killer Wolf again? Twice in a row. Sit down, Killer Wolf. You're done, ski. Get these guys through the window. Just look at that. That was only one guy, though. Alright, I'm getting a little excited here, guys. Getting a little excited. And even though I am getting excited, I do have to say that sometimes when I was playing with the F2000, particularly on some of the larger maps, longer range encounters, just sometimes it felt different than in Battlefield 3, almost as if it just didn't have its place, like it just felt kind of bland and stale. But when I would put it on for close quarters and slapping a suppressor on there and moving around undetected, I was having a blast. But it's kind of a shame because that 1.6 times scope is so unique. I love to see more longer range uses out of this gun. And there's the dog tag right there. And of course, I get killed right after I get the dog tag. Figures. Didn't see that guy coming through the side door. But what I was saying is the 1.6 times scope, it's a shame it didn't feel as useful as I wanted it to be, and sometimes I would try it out just in close quarters and just kind of, run around with it, but I have a bad habit of ADSing all the time, and it was really throwing me off. And also sometimes, for whatever reason, I don't know, but sometimes I would forget to hip fire with this gun. I don't know if it was because that 1.6 times scope was just so big and just kind of throwing me off visually. I'm not really sure, so I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think. Slap that 1.6 times scope on there, slap the angle grip on there, and slap the heavy barrel on there too. And let me know what you guys think, because when I was trying it out, if I met any resistance, I felt like I would be suppressed very easily with the F2000. But if I had the first couple shots on them, I felt like I could really laser them. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your favorite attachments are. And here's the surprise at the end. After I unlocked everything, I had like 7 F2000 battle packs, and you can see the little orange triangles in the top right corner. Everything unlocked for me all at once. So it was like I wasn't seeing any of those. I wasn't seeing the flash hider or the other suppressors. I wasn't seeing the vert, folding, or potato grip at all. They weren't even appearing there. And then once I got the mastery dog tag, they all appeared there. So that was a little surprise. I don't know if that's a glitch or if that is the way it's supposed to be. But it definitely made it more fun to use the weapon and kind of grind to unlock this stuff. Anyway, guys, and that wraps it up. Please subscribe if you made it this far and you like the comment. Let me know what you think of the F2000 and your adventures with it. And that's it, guys. I'm OtherJesus. Thanks so much for watching. Sleep well.